I thought she looked very good. You know,
thank you.
She just had a little bit, which is like totally normal. And I was
my
like,
thigh.
She could just
on my newsfeed is a picture of me in my bathing suit.
My cheeks are fabulous.
YOLO, right? You only live once. Hi, friend.
I'm Trisha.
I'm Jen.
And this is
Random Chittering.
That was good. I like that.
All right, so
Probably a bit awkward face, so
that's okay because I surprised you.
yes.
Yeah, makes it exciting and random.
Jesse.
So today we're talking about body image. We had an awesome party last night that we went to with a bunch of our friends. We went boating, and they asked us to bring our swimming suits and towels and sunscreen and food, and you know, a great time was had by all. But in the you know, the age we live in, everybody has a cell phone,
Right?
and on everybody's cell phone there's a
Camera.
So I woke up this morning to open my Facebook and start my day, and the first thing I see on my newsfeed is a picture of me in my bathing suit.
It was beautiful. It really was.
Here's the picture of me in my swimming suit. So, Trisha, what was the first thing you thought when you saw my picture of me in my
So the first thing I thought of was I knew she had said something to this friend who took it, like, don't get my cellulite in the picture. And so our friend who took the picture was facing the sun was behind her, so she couldn't see her phone. And so she was like, well, I don't think it's in the picture anyway. And so she took a picture. And so that was the first thing I thought of, was like, I heard this conversation going through my mind.
Don't take a picture of my cellulite.
Yes. And then I looked at the picture and I thought, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. That's what I love when people see my picture. It's not that bad.
Well, no, because I knew what she would think.
The context of the conversation.
Right. I was looking at it not involved. It's not my picture.
Right. But
I was looking at you and I knew how you might feel, and so I was like, well, how does it really look? And so I was like, well, I thought she looked very good, you know.
Thank you.
She just had a little bit, which is like totally normal, and I was
my
like,
thigh.
well, she could just totally like airbrush that, you know. It was like,
I know, but you
the filter would have taken care of that, but it wasn't really that big of a deal to me, as an observer.
Okay, so my first thought was, the first thing I thought when I saw it was, you know what, I had a great time with my friends last night. I'm excited that there's pictures up, you know, because it was fun to review our night. But my picture was the very first one in the little photo album, and
bigger than the rest of
the pictures. We should show some of the other. We'll show some of the other pictures. We're all in our swimsuit.
Here's one of us both on the back of the boat.
It was really fun. We had a great time. So, I mean, it was a good time. But the fact of the matter is that picture is out there. And I've got people viewing it and liking it and seeing it. And it made me have a couple thoughts. Like, part of me is like, oh my gosh, like, my cellulite is out there and people are looking at it and I wonder what they're thinking. But that doesn't matter. Because then the next part of my head thinks, you know what? Why can't we just be real? Right. This is real. This is what I really look like. People see me in my clothes. That is a real
woman. Let's just say that. That is a real person.
With real dimples in her thighs.
But it really, I mean, but to me, I'm like, that's not that bad.
I mean, okay.
Anyway.
So if I were going to pick my most self-conscious body part, it would be my thighs. Like, hands down, without a doubt.
Really?
I hate my thighs. Like, my arms, my chest covered, my stomach, all that I'm okay with, but my thighs have always been my sensitive sore spot, especially the cellulite. That's the part that I really struggle with. Yeah. So I kept telling myself, like, it's okay, that's who I really am. And, you know, we were on a boat with a bunch of other real women, if that's what we're going to call ourselves.
Yeah.
But, you know, anyway. So you
Mine's from the neck down.
Your picture?
No, my part.
Oh, yeah. From with everything from here to your toes.
My cheeks are fabulous. fabulous.
That's funny, but you said you had a similar experience with pictures.
I did. So my sister-in-law does a calendar for my mother-in-law, and it's a great calendar. And she puts everybody in it, and there's 10 people in Austin's family.
Like
10
children.
kids. 10 kids. So all of their families go in there. So this year she had put a bunch of pictures in it. We had a family reunion last year, so there were a lot of pictures in it. And I'm scrolling through it, and I'm like, oh, this is so great. We have a new calendar. So I'm scrolling through it, and I open it up, and I just shut it, and I put it on the counter, and I walked off. And my husband's like, what the freak just happened?
Yeah,
you know?
no, really.
And on one of the calendar
Months.
spreads, month spread, was a big picture of me in my bathing suit. And I wasn't pregnant, but I had miscarried my baby, but I hadn't released everything yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I was in the middle of pregnancy / miscarriage, and so my body was still expanding.
So we live in an interesting time in society where if you go to a party or you're out with friends or whatever you're doing, someone can take your picture and post it on social media or put it in a calendar or do whatever they are going to do with it. And it's kind of, I mean, it's an interesting thing. Like, because, people can use your image however they want to.
Oh, I've gone and stolen all my friends' pictures from Facebook just to use them, like, in my own personal things.
What are you doing
with like for instance, I was doing a Father's Day thing, and I was letting all the kids use, like, heads of the dads.
Yeah.
So it was like a surprise. So I went on Facebook, and I Facebook stalked all the kids in church, and I got pictures of their husbands.
You mean their fathers?
Oh, my friends' Facebook. You know what I mean? So I went on my friends' Facebook and got all their husbands' pictures because I dropped a calendar. Because they were the dads of all the kids in church.
Right.
I took you. I got
you
you
got
back.
there. You got there.
And so I mean, it wasn't very hard. It wasn't very hard.
No, it's not hard at all. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
and I didn't even know that picture was taken of me. Like, I don't remember.
Oh, you in a swimsuit?
And it's like right on. So I'm like, I must have seen the person take the picture, but it like didn't register that someone just took a picture of me in my
bathing suit,
and I should worry about that.
Well, I mean, honestly, what's the big deal? It's not a big deal.
Well, she probably looked at it like I looked at your picture and thought, she doesn't look that bad.
Well, and it's funny because, after I looked at my picture, I went through all the pictures, and then later on in the morning, I went back and I looked at everyone, and I wondered what all the other women felt when they saw themselves in a bathing suit. I wondered how, there was one that I noticed of another friend, and maybe her arm angle didn't look so hot. But I didn't notice it the first time, but when I thought, what would she think of me?
If it were me, how would I feel about that picture?
But I mean, it's not a big deal. But it did make me, go back, and I actually looked at some of my Facebook pictures when I was thinner, and I started thinking, oh, it's time to maybe start dieting and exercising. It's time to lose some weight. I don't like the way I look. But every time I, diet and exercise, I can't find moderation or balance. I become obsessed with it. I become very obsessed with weight and what I eat and all the activity I'm doing. Last time I tried back in February,
yourself miserable.
I do. I got a freaking eye twitch. I was so stressed about losing weight and counting steps and counting calories, and all I could do was think about losing weight, and I have yet to find a really successful way to just be healthy and feel good about myself. Because I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. It's, normally I think I look okay. I'm not really worried about it. But when something like this happens, or when someone starts talking about a new diet they're on, I start to evaluate, how am I doing? How do I feel?
You mean today at work when this woman said that she doesn't eat pasta because it makes her fat, and here she was
in the pasta line
getting
at lunch.
pasta?
I know.
I'm like, that was stupid. That was rude on that other person's part.
No, it's okay.
Yes, it was.
Well,
you
on
don't
today
say that when someone's getting
days.
pasta.
Well, and do you want to know what's really funny?
Just stupid.
So the husband of another woman that was at the party last night, I'd never met him before, but I now work with him. He comes up and he introduces himself, you know, hi, I know you and you know your wife or whatever. And I said, oh, you probably saw my swimsuit picture this morning on Facebook. And he said, yep, I did. So before I'd even met him in real life, he'd
already seen
in
you
a swimsuit.
at a point where you thought you looked pretty bad.
I didn't think I looked bad. I don't think
But you
I
just
looked
didn't.
bad.
Yeah.
I just
That's okay.
thought for a minute.
Love yourself
You know, and
in a bathing suit.
And that's the thing, YOLO, right? You only live once. We had a great time with our friends. I actually love the pictures. It's really fun to look back. We got a great picture of everybody
Yes.
in the water. And I hope they don't care because we're sharing it on YouTube.
Yeah, woo-hoo!
Ooh, it's already on Facebook, so it might as well be on YouTube.
Post a picture of yourself in a swimsuit.
There you go. We'll start a revolution. Everybody, like, love your body, love yourself.
Hashtag swimsuits are awesome. No, that was a lame hashtag.
Hashtag wear that suit.
We're gonna kill our children.
Hashtag.
Look at my shiny face, cause it's freaking hot in here.
Hashtag love your body's probably taken.
Yeah. We need something original.
Hashtag random swimsuit pictures.
This is what I look like in a swimsuit. I'm a sexy beast. I'm one sexy man. I mean, one whoa man. One sexy whoa man. So I actually went on. We're not. Oh my gosh! Go away and shut the door now.